Harley-Davidson, they want to spend some money. They're known for metal and chrome, roaring engines.
But as Aaron Mabenow shows us, the motorcycle maker is now getting into the nature business.
The room crackled with anticipation as executives leaned forward, senses sharpened by the weight of what was about to be announced. No longer would the roar of engines only echo through dealership showrooms. It would reach straight into the hands of riders, unfiltered and immediate. As the CEO outlined the sweeping transformation, the air shifted, carrying with it a sense of uncharted possibility and the promise of carving a new path for a brand defined by its ability to ride against the wind. This proclamation marked the beginning of an era that would reshape how Harley-Davidson connected with enthusiasts and newcomers alike, forging a bridge between heritage and the digital frontier. Before we start, smash the like and subscribe buttons for more updates. Behind closed doors, the decision had matured like a throttle twist, fueled by months of data, customer insights, and relentless debate. It was clear that traditional dealership networks, while steeped in history and community spirit, could no longer shoulder the entire weight of Harley-Davidson's evolution. The modern rider, accustomed to immediacy and personalization, craved a buying journey untethered from geographic constraints and laden with curated experiences. By pivoting toward a direct-to-consumer model, the company aimed to meet that demand, ensuring that every aspect of the ownership journey, from configuration and financing to delivery and beyond, would unfurl with precision and flair. This shift represented a bold answer to the siren call of digital transformation that had echoed through countless industries. For Harley-Davidson, it was more than a technological upgrade. It was a philosophical recommitment to putting riders at the heart of everything. The new approach would centralize online platforms, weaving together a seamless tapestry of virtual showrooms, immersive configurators, and interactive storytelling. Here, riders could delve deep into design options, virtually test ride across varied landscapes, and tailor their dream machine to reflect their unique essence. It was a chance to offer not only a product, but an enduring connection to the spirit of the ride. Yet the implications extended far beyond the click of a buy now button. By embracing direct-to-consumer, Harley-Davidson would reclaim control over pricing strategies, customer data, and the narrative that had always propelled its legacy. Freed from the friction of intermediary markups and varied dealership incentives, the brand could deliver transparent, consistent pricing that honored both its premium positioning and the genuine value of its craftsmanship. Insights drawn from customer interactions would flow back into product development, customer service, and marketing, catalyzing a virtuous cycle of continuous improvement and rider satisfaction. At the heart of this transformation lay a formidable challenge: balancing the new direct channels with the cherished network of dealers who had long served as guardians of the Harley-Davidson experience. The CEO was clear that this was not an abandonment of partners, but rather a redefinition of roles. Dealerships would evolve into experiential hubs, hosting immersive events, community gatherings, and maintenance workshops. They would become more than points of sale. They would be sanctuaries of the Harley community, places where tradition thrived, even as innovation accelerated. This hybrid vision sought to preserve the soul of the brand while infusing it with the efficiency and reach of digital connectivity. The pivot also carried significant operational ramifications. Logistics would transform, requiring the establishment of new fulfillment centers and partnerships to ensure that motorcycles, and the curated merchandise that accompanied them, arrived at doorsteps with the same reverence once reserved for showroom handovers. Supply chain dynamics would evolve to accommodate direct shipments, streamline inventory management, and introduce flexible delivery options. In parallel, customer support channels would ramp up, offering guided unboxings, virtual maintenance tutorials, and on-demand assistance to replicate the dealership's welcoming presence in every living room. Perhaps the most profound implication was cultural. Harley-Davidson had built its legend on the forge of face-to-face camaraderie, motorcycle rallies, and the thunder of collective rides. The direct-to-consumer model challenged that tradition by inviting riders into a more solitary yet deeply personal relationship with the brand. To bridge this gap, the company planned to leverage digital communities, interactive content, and live-streamed events that celebrated both individual stories and the collective roar of the brotherhood and sisterhood of the road. In doing so, it hoped to nurture a new generation of riders who, though united by pixels and profiles, would feel the same pulse of freedom and belonging. Marketing strategies would undergo a seismic shift as well. Rather than leaning heavily on mass broadcasting, Harley-Davidson would deploy hyper-targeted campaigns tailored to individual profiles, commuters seeking an urban cruiser, weekend warriors chasing open-road adrenaline, or newcomers curious about the thrum of a V-twin engine. Each customer's digital journey would inform dynamic content delivery, from immersive videos and augmented reality try-ons to personalized ride recommendation engines that mapped dream routes across sunlit highways. This granular approach promised to unlock emotional resonance at scale, weaving the brand into the very fabric of daily life. Financially, the move carried both upfront investment and the potential for long-term gain. Building a direct-to-consumer infrastructure would demand capital, technology platforms, fulfillment networks, enhanced customer service capabilities. Yet by capturing greater margins, reducing friction costs, and harnessing the power of first-party data, Harley-Davidson envisioned a more resilient revenue stream. Subscription models, subscription-to-own initiatives, and curated accessory packages could further diversify the company's portfolio, transforming one-time buyers into engaged, lifelong patrons of the brand. Internally, teams across the organization would need to pivot. Sales professionals would sharpen digital expertise, shifting from showroom persuasion to guiding customers through virtual journeys. IT and analytics teams would grow in stature, tasked with ensuring seamless platform performance and mining data for actionable insights. Marketing would blend creative flair with data science, crafting narratives that resonated across screens and real-world experiences. Meanwhile, operations, logistics, and customer service would forge new playbooks to support a nationwide and global network of direct deliveries. The announcement also sent ripples through the broader motorcycle industry. Competitors, long reliant on entrenched dealer networks, took notice as Harley-Davidson charted a different course. Some might cling to the old models, confident in the strength of personal touch. Others would feel the pressure to follow suit, or risk ceding ground to a brand that had reimagined the rules of engagement. Suppliers, too, would recalibrate their forecasts, preparing for shifts in order timing, volume, and customization complexity. The entire ecosystem braced for a reorientation of roles and relationships. For riders, the promise was irresistible. Imagine configuring a custom Fatboy from the comfort of home, selecting paint colors that shimmer in the virtual sun, hearing the engine roar through high-definition audio, and scheduling a doorstep delivery that arrives with a personalized welcome kit. Picture accessing a library of ride tutorials, live-streamed group events, and exclusive digital gatherings that connect you with fellow enthusiasts around the world. This was the future Harley-Davidson painted. A future where technology amplified the romance of the ride rather than diluting it. Yet beneath the optimism lingered questions. Could the intimacy of the dealership handshake survive translation into algorithms and chatbots? Would the brand maintain its aura of authenticity when so much interaction moved online? And at what point might the shift alienate long-standing customers who valued the human touch of the dealership floor? These were the uncertainties that would define the coming months, as Harley-Davidson navigated the tightrope between heritage and innovation. The CEO acknowledged these tensions, framing the direct-to-consumer model not as a replacement but as an expansion of possibilities. Dealerships would remain pillars of the brand, their value amplified by a digital presence that extended reach and deepened engagement. The goal was to create a symbiotic relationship, dealers as community anchors, digital channels as scales to cast the brand's net wider than ever before. It was a vision born of respect for the past and ambition for the future, a testament to Harley-Davidson's enduring resilience. As the announcement sank in, the mood in the room shifted from apprehension to resolve. Teams began plotting action plans, sketching timelines for platform rollouts, pilot markets for direct delivery, and workshops to train dealership staff in new community-centric roles. Investors, watching closely, saw both the risks and the potential for substantial returns. Dealers, after an initial flurry of questions, started exploring how to leverage the model to draw in customers for brand experiences rather than transactions alone. In the days that followed, the company launched a phased rollout. Key urban markets served as proving grounds for the direct-to-consumer platform, while select dealerships piloted experiential concepts, bike customization bars, virtual and in-person meetups, and concierge service desks that bridge digital and physical touchpoints. Feedback loops tightened, data poured in, and refinements accelerated. Every click, every delivery, every live chat interaction became a piece of the tapestry informing the next iteration of the model. By the time the broader rollout commenced, Harley-Davidson had amassed invaluable insights. Higher conversion rates online signaled strong demand for self-guided purchasing journeys. Community events at dealerships saw increased foot traffic when paired with digital invitations and personalized offers. Logistics partners refined last-mile delivery processes to mirror the ritual of unboxing a new ride. The company had started to see the first glimmers of a new ecosystem, one where the roar of the engine met the hum of servers, and where the freedom of the open road intertwined seamlessly with the boundless possibilities of the internet. This transformation marked a pivotal chapter in Harley-Davidson's storied history. It was not just about selling motorcycles differently, it was about redefining the relationship between brand and rider. By moving to a direct-to-consumer model, Harley-Davidson had signaled its intention to lead rather than follow, to innovate without forsaking its roots, and to embrace the future while honoring the past. In doing so, it reaffirmed a timeless truth, that the heart of motorcycling lies not in the mechanics alone, but in the connection between rider and road, a connection that now, more than ever, would be forged through both steel and screen. Momentum surged as Harley-Davidson charted its course into uncharted territory, embracing a strategy that would ripple across every facet of the company. The decision to bypass intermediaries and engage directly with riders unlocked avenues previously sidelined by the constraints of the dealership model. No longer bound by the cadence of weekly sales reports or the variability of inventory allocations, the brand gained the flexibility to test new offerings in real time. Limited edition finishes co-created with artists and influencers could now be dropped at a moment's notice, sparking the kind of viral excitement once reserved for smartphone launches. This agility ushered in a renaissance of creativity where marketing calendars gave way to dynamic, rider-driven product cycles. Data, once siloed among regional franchises, became a strategic asset. Customer preferences, ride patterns, and accessory trends flowed into a centralized analytics hub, illuminating pathways for innovation. Engineers tapped this reservoir of insights to tailor chassis stiffness, refine torque curves, and optimize seat ergonomics for the most coveted segments. Meanwhile, the design studio experimented with modular components, interchangeable fenders, swappable tank panels, and upgrade kits that riders could order directly. The resulting ecosystem blurred the lines between manufacturer and modifier, turning every Harley into a canvas for individual expression. With direct-to-consumer sales came fresh opportunities for membership and community innovation. Gone were the days of static club rosters. Instead, Harley-Davidson introduced digital membership tiers that unlocked perks ranging from early access to new models to curated riding excursions across iconic landscapes. Virtual badges commemorated milestones, 1,000 miles logged, participation in charity rides, or contributions to online forums, while leaderboards fueled friendly competition. This gamified approach fused the visceral thrill of the ride with the connective power of social platforms, forging bonds that transcended geography and culture. The financial services arm of the business also underwent transformation. By underwriting loans and leases in-house, Harley-Davidson gained tighter command over financing terms, risk assessment, and customer engagement throughout the loan lifecycle. Riders could customize payment plans online, add service packages, or extend warranties with a few clicks. This transparency reduced the friction of dealership negotiations and empowered customers to make decisions on their own schedules. For the company, the predictable revenue streams from financing fees and ancillary products enhanced cash flow stability, smoothing the seasonal peaks and troughs typical of discretionary purchases. Building on this momentum, the brand ventured into micro-mobility and experiential offerings. Subscription models emerged for urban dwellers. For a monthly fee, subscribers could reserve a Street Fighter or a Pan America, access maintenance and swap models as their mood shifted. This ride-as-you-like philosophy resonated with younger consumers wary of ownership costs and long-term commitments. Subscribers discovered avenues to test new segments, a touring model for a weekend getaway, a cafe racer for a city spin, without the burden of resale or storage. Insights from subscription usage further informed product development. closing the loop on customer feedback faster than ever. International markets, often hampered by complex import regulations and patchwork dealer networks, benefited especially from the direct-to-consumer pivot. Harley-Davidson navigated customs clearances, localized rider interfaces, and multi-currency pricing to deliver bikes across borders. Pan-European delivery hubs optimized routes between manufacturing facilities and end riders, reducing lead times and shipping costs. Digital platforms supported local languages, payment methods, and compliance requirements, ensuring that riders in distant regions encountered the same ease of purchase as those in the United States. This democratization of access sparked growth in markets previously underserved by traditional channels. Amid these operational shifts, the company doubled down on sustainability. Direct shipping centers were designed to minimize carbon footprints, using electric or shared fleet vehicles for last-mile delivery, packaging incorporated recycled materials, and an online trade-in portal encouraged riders to return old parts for refurbishment or recycling. As electric powertrains gained prominence, Harley-Davidson leveraged its direct channels to educate customers on charging infrastructure, battery leasing options, and green financing incentives. A digital dashboard guided riders to charging stations along their planned routes, integrating seamlessly with the purchase experience. The direct model also provided fertile ground for technology partnerships. Harley-Davidson forged alliances with software startups specializing in augmented reality, allowing riders to visualize custom paint schemes in their driveways before committing. Collaborations with mapping services brought live road condition updates and dynamic route suggestions directly into the instrument cluster. Hackathons invited tech communities to develop apps for the Harley ecosystem, ride tracking tools, safety alerts, and even social ride coordination platforms. By opening its digital infrastructure, the brand accelerated innovation and cultivated an ecosystem of third-party developers. Security and privacy naturally rose to the forefront as new data streams proliferated. Harley-Davidson implemented robust cybersecurity protocols, ensuring that rider information, payment details, and vehicle telematics remained encrypted end-to-end. A transparent privacy policy outlined how data would be used to enhance maintenance schedules, improve component life cycles, and personalize ride recommendations, while giving riders the right to opt in or out. Trust became a cornerstone of the direct relationship, with regular transparency reports and third-party audits reinforcing the commitment to ethical data stewardship. As manufacturing embraced just-in-time principles, the direct-to-consumer channel provided real-time demand signals that informed production schedules. Factories could dial up or down orders for specific models, trim levels, and color options within weeks rather than months. This flexibility reduced inventory carrying costs and minimized excess stock near the end of product cycles. Moreover, direct feedback loops allowed for rapid iteration. Ergonomic tweaks, software over-the-air updates, and accessory rollouts occurred in response to rider sentiment data, creating a living product that evolved long after its initial launch. Even the most entrenched aspects of the brand, its storied events, felt the effects of the shift. Rally registrations, once processed through local chapters, migrated to the central platform, offering seamless booking, accommodation pairing, and event-specific merchandise pre-orders. Digital badges unlocked meetup zones, ride guide packets, and special VIP experiences. Live streams channeled the energy of campfires and custom bike displays to global audiences, while virtual reality modules transported remote fans to the heart of the action. The essence of fellowship remained intact, yet the scale and engagement reached unprecedented heights. Investor relations took on a new tone as well. Equipped with refined forecasts derived from first-party sales data, the finance team could project revenues with greater confidence, reducing the variance that once shadowed quarterly guidance. Earnings calls highlighted the increasing share of direct-to-consumer sales, the uptick in average transaction value driven by accessory bundles, and the rising adoption of subscriptions and services. The narrative shifted from cyclical market dynamics to a story of digital transformation, recurring revenue streams, and global scalability. Analysts responded by assigning premium valuations to the stock, recognizing the durability of the new model. Talent acquisition and corporate culture evolved to support the metamorphosis. Recruiting efforts targeted digital native professionals, UX designers, data scientists, software engineers, alongside traditional experts in metallurgy and powertrain engineering. Cross-functional squads combined marketers, product managers, and IT specialists to iterate on features of the online platform. Hackathons and innovation labs encouraged entrepreneurship, with the most promising prototypes fast-tracked into pilot programs. Workshops on stakeholder empathy and agile methodologies reshaped mindsets, bridging the divide between the world of throttle and the world of code. Educational programs sprouted to equip riders with skills that extended beyond acceleration. Online academies offered courses on maintenance basics, advanced riding techniques, and long-distance planning. Interactive modules, complete with quizzing and certification, gamified skill acquisition. Riders earned digital credentials, motorcycle mechanic, adventure guide, rider safety ambassador, that they could share within the community. This not only deepened customer engagement, but also cultivated a network of knowledgeable enthusiasts who could host community workshops and mentor newcomers, reinforcing Harley-Davidson's role as both manufacturer and educator. Complementing the online initiatives, pop-up showrooms and mobile experience trucks traversed festival circuits, university campuses, and urban hotspots. Staffed with brand ambassadors and equipped with demo bikes, these roving outposts captured real-world excitement and funneled leads into the digital ecosystem. Prospective riders could scan QR codes to reserve test rides, configure their dream machines, and sign up for exclusive launch notifications. By weaving physical touchpoints into the digital funnel, Harley-Davidson maintained the visceral thrill of live engagement without sacrificing the efficiencies of direct commerce. Attention also turned to the aftermarket and parts business. A dedicated portal for replacement parts, upgrade kits, and customization components offered transparent pricing and next-day delivery options. Model-specific bundles, exhaust upgrades paired with custom mapping, simplified popular modifications, while do-it-yourself tutorials guided riders through installation. A certification program for independent mechanics ensured that professional service providers remained connected to Harley-Davidson standards, allowing them to purchase genuine parts through the same direct channels and pass on assurances to their customers. In the realm of service and warranty, telematics-enabled prognostics empowered predictive maintenance. Sensors embedded in key components, brake pads, belt drives, battery systems, monitored performance metrics, and alerted riders when service intervals approached. Customers received preemptive reminders, simplified booking links, and transparent cost estimates, all through the digital platform. This not only improved safety and reliability, but also deepened the relationship between rider and brand, as maintenance became a collaborative process rather than an afterthought. Understanding that the direct channel could never entirely replace the thrill of communal riding, Harley-Davidson introduced hybrid experiences, blending virtual and in-person connection. Live-hosted webinars from professional riders explored scenic routes, bike customization tips, and safety strategies. Interactive Quanda sessions allowed attendees to ask questions in real time, with cameras swapping between speakers and rider-submitted footage. These sessions were recorded and cross-posted to social media, extending their reach and creating evergreen content that contributed to the brand's cultural footprint. Philanthropy and social responsibility initiatives found renewed vigor through the direct-to-consumer lens. Harley-Davidson pledged that a portion of every direct sale would support road safety programs, veteran outreach rides, and environmental conservation efforts. Buyers could choose which cause to back at checkout, seeing immediate impact reported through the platform. This transparency fostered goodwill and gave riders a sense that their purchase contributed to something greater than personal exhilaration. Regulatory compliance, often a labyrinth for cross-border commerce, was tamed by centralized legal and trade teams. Automated checks ensured that every bike configuration met local emission standards, import duties, and homologation requirements before the customer could complete the purchase. This removed a major pain point that once deterred international orders, while safeguarding Harley-Davidson from costly fines and recalls. Customers, in turn, enjoyed peace of mind, knowing their new ride was fully compliant from the factory floor to their driveway. The move into direct commerce also catalyzed reimagining of the retail environment. Flagship concept stores rebranded as Harley HQ merged test ride tracks, customization studios, and cafe lounges under one roof. Digital kiosks allowed on-site visitors to access the full online configurator, while projection map displays showcased rider stories from around the globe. These stores served both as brand beacons and as fulfillment hubs, enabling same-day pickups for local customers and next-day local deliveries, further blurring the lines between digital and physical channels. Throughout this grand endeavor, the ethos of freedom remained sacrosanct. Even as pixels and platforms wove new threads into the tapestry, the essence of Harley-Davidson, the liberating rumble of a V-twin, the camaraderie of the open road persisted. The direct-to-consumer model did not diminish the romance of the ride. It amplified it, granting riders unprecedented control over how they discovered, purchased, and personalized their machines. By embracing change without forsaking heritage, Harley-Davidson reaffirmed its place at the vanguard of motorcycling culture. Looking to the horizon, the brand envisaged further innovations: blockchain-verified authenticity for rare collectibles, holographic ride previews, and AI-powered coach avatars guiding first-time riders through parallel courses. While these frontiers still shimmered on the edge of possibility, the transformation already underway proved that the union of heritage craftsmanship and digital prowess could redefine an entire industry. The decision to connect directly with riders ushered in a new epoch, one where every spark of inspiration could be shared immediately, every idea trialed swiftly, and every rider's voice heard clearly. In this brave new world, the spirit of Harley-Davidson roared louder than ever, echoing through cyber corridors as powerfully as it did across asphalt highways. Anticipation rippled through every corner of Harley-Davidson's operations as the direct-to-consumer strategy matured into a multidimensional endeavor. The company's research and development labs, once focused primarily on mechanical refinements, began to embrace interdisciplinary innovation teams that included behavioral scientists, software architects, and experienced designers. These cross-pollinated squads sketched out digital twin technologies, high-fidelity virtual replicas of each motorcycle that mirrored real-time sensor data. Riders could access their bike's digital avatar to monitor performance, schedule bespoke upgrades, or experiment with part swaps in a risk-free environment. This convergence of physical hardware and virtual modeling not only fostered deeper engagement, but also accelerated product iteration cycles without the need for costly physical prototypes. Further along the customer journey, payment and ownership models underwent reinvention. Beyond the conventional purchase, Harley-Davidson introduced fractional ownership plans leveraging smart contracts. Enthusiasts could collectively invest in a limited edition model, each contract delineating usage windows, maintenance responsibilities, and resale shares. Blockchain ensured transparent tracking of each rider's allocation, maintenance records, and provenance, elevating the allure of collectible runs and artist collaborations. This democratized access to rare machines, cultivating a community of passionate co-owners who shared both the thrill of the ride and the rewards of potential appreciation. On the manufacturing side, advanced analytics gleaned from direct customer interactions prompted the factory floors to adopt modular production cells. These cells, orchestrated by AI-driven scheduling systems, seamlessly toggled between small batch custom orders and high-volume runs. Laser-guided assembly stations and collaborative robots worked alongside skilled technicians, ensuring that bespoke components like hand-stitched saddle patterns or exotic paint effects received the same precision as core mechanical assemblies. The result was a production line both agile and robust, capable of honoring the most intricate rider specifications without forfeiting the efficiency gains of industrial automation. Supply chain partners were re-envisioned as strategic collaborators rather than mere vendors. Harley-Davidson invited key suppliers into its digital ecosystem, sharing demand forecasts, quality metrics, and maintenance schedules through secure APIs. This transparency allowed suppliers to optimize raw material procurement, manage inventory buffers more effectively, and even co-develop new materials, such as bio-based composites for lightweight fairings that aligned with the brand's environmental commitments. By integrating upstream and downstream stakeholders, the company created a resilient network that could anticipate disruptions and pivot quickly in the face of volatility. The brand's global footprint expanded in nuanced ways. In emerging markets, where banking infrastructure lagged and digital literacy varied, Harley-Davidson deployed localized purchase pathways. In some regions, riders could hail a mobile kiosk truck that functioned as a micro-dealership, complete with solar-powered charging for electric prototypes and QR link configurators in multiple languages. In others, the company partnered with ride-sharing platforms to introduce try-before-you-buy initiatives, letting curious urbanites experience a weekend cruiser through app-based reservations. These market-specific tactics respected local customs and economic realities while preserving the seamless direct relationship central to the model. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave your comments below and tell us, what are your thoughts on Harley moving to direct-to-consumer? Good or bad idea? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.